All right, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Alex. Today we're gonna do part two of Sex Game, aka the Sex Book, Little Black Book, part two. And we're gonna talk about women playing mind games and what happens to rock stars and politicians when women come after them and put their names in the book. So this is a very interesting and fun, exciting video today. All right, let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. Now, a lot of men have been asking, what do I do if a woman starts playing mind games? All right, I'm going to use some examples from movies, anime, television, and I'm going to try to get into it the best way I know is possible. Now, when Gohan was in the Cell games fighting Cell, the reason why Cell called it the Cell games is because he likes to play mind games and manipulate people. And Gohan didn't want to play the game, right? But Android 16 told Gohan it's okay to fight for what you love and what you fight for, what you believe in. And he told Gohan, smiling, let it go. It's okay to drop your restraints and let it go and face your fears. And 16 killed Android 16 by stepping on his head and said, that's another fighter you could have actually saved. And in that moment, Gohan stopped holding back restraint and he transformed into a Super Saiyan 2. And finally decided to face Cell in the way that Goku knew he would. Now, when I was a little kid, a lot of these older men that was in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s back in the 1980s and the 90s and the early 2000s used to look at me and say, all participants must play the game. I used to ask my dad, what do you mean by all participants must play the game? You talking about basketball, football, baseball? Not just him, but other black men and some white men would laugh at me. Youngster, you a kid. You wait until you get a little older. You'll find out what that old variation really means. All participants must play the game. So it wasn't until around 2005, late 2006, 2007, where I discovered the internet. And on the internet, there was a YouTuber by the name of JLove47. And JLove47 made these YouTube videos about how women's manipulation break down men mentally and physically, and how men fail to see the signs why trying to physically and sexually attract women's attention. And it was in later years, like in 2011, 2012, 2013, that I discovered Quincy 100, Andrew 10126, O'Shea Duke Jackson. And that's where they began to tell me the answers that these older men didn't want to tell me. You know, O'Shea Duke Jackson loves to put his spin on his way of it. O'Shea would make this video that he made, I think, 2 years ago. It's called You Can't Cheat the Game. Basically what he's saying in a nice way, there is no shortcuts in the game. Not just the game of life, but the game of trying to be rich and famous and get women. And basically, there are ways that you can tell that a woman's gonna play games. Now, a lot of y'all be going, well, if I don't have no girlfriend or no wife and I just have a girl that's my friend, I'm off the hook, right? And wrong. Just because you may not be boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife with the girl, potentially, there is potential to one day become husband and wife, boyfriend or girlfriend. That she gonna do anything she can to make you play the game. See, women have this thing that if you like me, like if you really find me physically, sexually attractive, and you really want to get with me, you'll play my game. Now, to me and you is stupid because we're logical men. We're like, well, I don't want to play a game just so I can get your phone number. And a lot of times, this is what happens when they do this to rock stars and politicians. And you see the average man falls victim to this 99.99% of the time, include me, we fall victim to this because we be like, well, it's not logical for me to play a game with a girl that gave me a fake phone number. Even if a woman gives you a fake phone number, she still wants you to play the game. Because to her, if you really want me, you'll do this. And some men be like, well, that's how you get your feelings hurt. That's how you get your heart broken. That's how you end up becoming midtown. I know a lot of y'all probably going midtown. Yeah, that's how come a lot of those guys go midtown because they get put in these circumstances and women just rig the game, which, yes, the game is rigged. And men be like, how am I supposed to win a game and you rig it? Like, why you got to rig the game if you can still beat me? Yeah, and I'm here to explain that in this video. You see, women have this thing where if you ever ask them if I'm fine or okay, that gives off a bunch of red flags. Anytime you ask a woman, are you fine or okay? Sign number one, if she smiles at you, if she's smiling and laughing and saying everything's fine and okay, everything's not fine and it's not okay. That means she mad because she know you're trying to get out of playing a game. But when the girl asks you, are you fine or okay, it's because it's having a war psychological effect on your brain. Because you're not used to a girl doing some weird, strange things to get your invited attention. Women will do some of the most weirdest, most strangest things and we'll pay attention to them. And a lot of times that's how you fall prey and that's how you fall victim to a woman because you didn't see the signs. Sign number two, she dresses very sexually provocative. You know, she got the lipstick, the makeup, her hair's done. She wear a short mini skirt dress. And you be looking and you be like, damn, she fine. But now it starts to mess with your mind because you don't know if that's for you or if that's for all men. And a lot of times she does it to make her boyfriend or her husband jealous, her ex-husband or her ex-boyfriend jealous. If her husband or boyfriend don't want to play the game, that don't mean you're off the hook. A lot of guys be thinking, well, she got a husband, she got a boyfriend or an ex-boyfriend or an ex-husband, I ain't got to play the game. And wrong. Just because she has a boyfriend or a husband currently, or she has an ex-husband or an ex-boyfriend, that doesn't mean you get off the hook, fellas. That means you still have to play the game. Now, women will start the games, the mind games, and us men will finish the mind games. Now, I don't like playing mind games. Zach Deloney here on YouTube don't like playing mind games. No man that I know that plays basketball, goes to work, goes to college, works out at the gym, none of us like mind games. But you know something? That when you sit there and you don't do anything, that just makes the woman more angrier and more angrier and more angrier because if she know you find her physically sexually attractive, she wants you to play the game even if the game is stupid and it doesn't make any sense. See, when you don't play the game, guess what happens? A woman will say, okay, fine. They go, I want you to remember in this video, okay and fine. If a woman say, okay, fine, all right. If they say it like they mad, it's because she's mad. That means eventually later on she's gonna do some things to you that you're not gonna like. You start playing basketball, hanging out with the fellas. All of a sudden you hit a 3-pointer. You don't even score for the rest of the basketball game. All of a sudden they give you the ball 10 times and you 0 for 10. Or you 1 in 10. I made one basket, but I missed the other 10 baskets. And they be looking at you like, are you okay, bro? Are you sure? Because you ain't on your game lately, bro. You've been slacking in these 5 pickup basketball games. And it ain't just 1 week. It's been the last 3 months you've been sucking on the basketball court. You go to the gym, you trying to deadlift 250 pounds, you almost broke your back. And the guy's like, you sure you can work out in that current condition? And you're like, yeah, I'm tough, man. I can handle this. But mentally and emotionally and physically, she has beaten you psychologically. to the point where it has affected you in every way. People see it at your job, people see it in the gym, the basketball court, and it's because she's trying to get you to play the game. Even if you give a woman your phone number and she give you a fake phone number, she wants you to play the game. Even if she call your phone and it's on private, you go, well, she don't like me, she not interested because it's on private. Wrong. Just because a girl restrict her cell phone number or put her phone number on private does not mean you have been excluded from playing the game. She still wants you to play the game. You might say, well, I'm best friends. She still wants you to play the game. And when a girl gives you this look, sign number 3. When she give you the look, I guess I have to have sex with 2 men, 3 men, 4 men, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 men to make you respond to me. She gonna do it if she has to. The woman don't care if it's good attention, bad attention. She don't care if it's positive attention or negative attention or a combination of both. She gonna do whatever it takes necessary to make you pay attention. And if she has to slut herself out and be a slut to make you pay attention, she'll do it. If she have to get a bunch of tattoos and body piercings to do it, she will do it to make you pay attention to her. But when you ask a girl, are you okay or fine, you better keep in the back of your mind that when she smiles and laughs at you and says, everything is fine and okay, translation, not everything is fine or okay. That means she mad because you don't want to play the game. Now you might say, but Alexander, why I gotta play a game with a woman that I find physically, sexually attractive when she gonna play hard to get? About 90 to 95% of the women are gonna play hard to get. So no matter what you do, somehow, some way, you're gonna end up playing the game. Like, if you think about it realistically. Now, you wanna know why a lot of the congressmen, senators, Republicans, Democrats, senators, Republicans, Democrats, mayors, and governors. You want to know why all the men of political power get into trouble so much? Because they don't pay attention to the signs. They have sex with the girl. They take the woman out to lunch and dinner. They hang out with the woman for about 6 months to a year. And then they just drop her like a bad habit and say, bye, see you later. But then they forget she has this little black book. And it has names in it. So she go, okay, all right. You don't want to deal with me no more? Okay, that's fine. She takes that to the news media. And guess what happens when you look on TV and you trying to run for president of the United States of America? You can't. Because your reputation has been destroyed to the point where nobody wants to deal with you politically. This is how come a lot of basketball players, football players, and baseball players find themselves in this predicament. Because they don't want to play the game. And when you see people like Donald Trump saying, you know what, write the woman a check for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Because Donald Trump has caught on to the game. So when you see politicians that are wealthy rich, and I mean wealthy rich beyond Hollywood means, they are going to write a check. And when the girl said, what's this $20,000 check for? You'll hear a congressman or a Republican or a Democrat say, well, I don't want you to come back 10 years later or 15 years later saying I did some crazy sexual acts. And then all of a sudden I see it on Channel 7 News or Fox 11 News or Channel 4 News or Channel 2 News. And all of a sudden I can't run for president. So you're going to take this $20,000 check. And then 5 months later, I'll write you another $20,000 check. 20 plus 20 is $40,000. You know, a woman will get greedy and say, give me $60,000. And the man say, I'll give you $45,000. Those men that have political power, they never get cheated on or they never get ratted out to the public because they figure out the girl before the girl figures them out. You understand? Same thing with rock stars. A lot of times you see someone like Marlon Manson, right? And you'll say, how is it that he can get all these hot ass women, but they don't play games with him? Because Marlon Manson is unpredictable. He is mysterious to women. And women cannot play psychological warfare mind games with Marlon Manson because they don't know anything about him. Like, how am I gonna play games with somebody that I don't know anything about? That's how come Marlon Manson gets the chicks and they don't play games with him. If they was, he would know what all the mind games are. So that's how come he wins. Same thing with Rob Zombie. He figures out the girl before the girl can figure him out. Same thing with a lot of these rock bands. Korn, Saliva, Disturbed, Maroon 5, Radioactive. All these lead singers in these rock bands, they figure out women before women figure them out. Same thing with Kiss, Rolling Stones. They figure out the woman before the woman can figure them out. That's how come those guys can get all those hot chicks and they get real phone numbers, real email addresses, and you don't see them spending their money and going broke. And you be like, how they get the girl to give up the ass and nothing bad happens to that guy? Because the man sees all the signs. When they see the signs, that's how they're able to stop it. People like me and you, we see the signs 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And you know what happens to guys like me and you? We fail, and guess what? We fail again. Because we fail to pay attention to the signs. A girl will not stop torturing us until we play their game. Now you might say, but I don't want to get rejected. Rejection is a part of life. You're going to get rejected. When you go for a job interview, you get rejected. So it comes with the territory of playing the game. Now, what can you actually do to stop them from doing it? If you get a card, having a card grants you a lot of power. You can tell the girl, you can't ride in my car if I can't take you out to lunch and dinner. That'll make her go, damn, he got me. Because now she can't play the game. If you got a house or an apartment, you can say, whoa, sexy woman, you hot as hell, you sexy, you fine as hell, but you can't be in my house or in my apartment if I cannot take you out to lunch or dinner or at least get your phone number. We're not even talking about sex, people. And this is universal, okay? So if you're a white man, a black man, a Latino man, or an Asian man, this is universal for all men of races of color. And it don't matter if the woman is high class, middle class, low class. The woman's going to make you play games. I've seen guys try to go date plus size women that's 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, thinking, well, the girl's fat, she out of shape, don't nobody want no fat girl. And even plus size women will play mind games. And guy starts getting mad like, I don't understand. I don't know what I did wrong. I got a fat girl. Why is she playing games with me? Why is she giving me a fake phone number? What's going on? Because the girl wants you to play the game. I've seen guys try to date golf girls. Girls that are emo punk rockers, and the guys be ready to punch their hand through a wall because they can't believe that the girl is playing games. I'd date a white girl because the black girls don't want me, and they still playing games with me. I'm dating a Latino girl, and she's still playing games with me because what it is that when you say, I'm not going to do it, the girl will be like, okay, fine. And you see, a lot of times what happens to us is we see a girl talking to another man, she doing it to make us jealous because what she's trying to say is, you know you find me physically, sexually attractive, why you don't want to play the game? And you see, women will do things to you because they're women. And you see, there is an answer to this problem. Even if you get put in the friend zone, the girl is still going to make you play games. Because to her, if you really want my attention, you'll do these things. You get a car, all you gotta do is tell the girl, you can't ride my car unless I can take you out to lunch and dinner or at least get your phone number. Now, some women will turn you down 60% of the time when you say it. And then 40% of the time, they'll say, okay. Same thing if you get a house or an apartment. Oh, about 60% of the time, a girl will say, I'm not a whore. I'm not a slut. And then 40% of the time, a girl will say, yes, okay. So 60% of the time, they're going to say no. 40% of the time, they're going to say yes. So if you got a house or an apartment, you have power at your disposal. If you have a car, you have power at your disposal. You can say, you can't ride in my car unless I get to take you out to lunch or dinner, or at least have your phone number. If you got a house or an apartment, you can say, you can't live in my place unless I can take you out to lunch or dinner, or at least get your phone number. It's one of the three. You understand? And this don't include no sex. Now, you might try sex and you'll get rejected 100% of the time. So that's why I don't mention sex. If you try to mention sex, you're getting rejected automatically 100% of the time. Because you got some guys that will try a fast one and it blows up in their face. Even if you try to tell a woman how you feel, some women will say, it's good that you told me how you feel, but it's too little too late, and I still want you to play the game. Like, I'm glad you told me how you feel, good or bad, but I want you to play the game because you waited so long to admit to me that you like me. And you might say, Alex, but that don't make no sense. I told a woman how I feel, and she still want me to play the game because that's just how women are. Even if you say, I ain't going to play no game, I ain't going to do nothing, she'll do something to upset you. Some women are so brave in 2018, thanks to feminists, that some women will text message you pictures of them having sex with 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 guys to get you to pay attention. They'll send you a message. If a woman give you that look on her face, don't say nothing when I do the unthinkable, you'll get hurt. Like, if you look at my other video, my old video called Who Have Sex with Your Wife or Girlfriend, I highly recommend that you men watch that video. Because in that video, I explain how cheating occurs. What makes women up and cheat on a man. You might say, but I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm just friends with girls. And wrong. Just because you're friends with girls don't mean she ain't going to try to make you play the game. She going to make you play the game because that's just what women are. So this is basically part 2 of the video. I wanted to finish it up. Until next time, peace.